After playing episode 3 of The Walking Dead the final season, it has left me with mixed feelings about the final choice and overall where Clementine's story is going. AJ's sanity seems to be the core of the season, as much as it seems to be about saying goodbye to Clementine. In this video, I'm going to break down the final choice of episode 3 and how it impacts AJ and why it's important to the story. Now, first and foremost, there is no right or wrong answer for a game like The Walking Dead. Choose your own adventure games are exactly that. You make a choice based on your decisions and what outcomes you'd like to see happen. I just wanted to make this video to share my thoughts on the importance of AJ's sanity. During episode 3, Clementine and the group come together to devise a plan to get their friends back. Clementine not only has the responsibility to look after her friends, but little AJ as well. It seems as though this time around AJ is watching Clementine closely apart from the other episodes. After he shot Marlon in episode 1, Clementine and the others have expressed concern over AJ's decision making and if he could really handle everything that is going on around him. With each decision we make, it has some repercussions towards AJ, telling him to aim for the head, to say what monsters are, or even being justified for murder. The importance of AJ's innocence is a callback to what the original message of the game was back in Season 1, Lee's attempt to protect Clementine from the violence and from the horrible things going on around them. He wanted to make sure Clementine never had to cross the line of taking that matters into her own hands, and unfortunately she did. This new world is hard and harsh. Anyone would lose themselves, especially knowing what it's like to live a normal life. But when it comes down to someone being born in this world, that's a different story. In the context of this season, AJ is the only character who was born into the apocalypse. All the others knew what life was like before the violence and death. AJ has a hard time comprehending the world and even understanding basic concepts of life.
What do you think, AJ?
I don't know. It's loud.
It is.
Loud is bad.
Not always.
Lewis called me a murderer. But we're supposed to kill bad stuff. Monsters. Did I do it bad? You've killed a lot of people. You murdered your friend Lee, didn't you? It's weird that people are so different.
It is Erickson's boarding school for troubled youth.
Troubled youth? Trouble like bad? So they did bad things?
Willie, please, no.
Chronic masturbation.
Trust me. Nobody wanted to know that.
What does that mean?
AJ has a curious mind, and it's hard to explain a normal life to him because there's no real reference of it anymore. Clementine was a child herself when AJ ended up in her care, and even now that she's older, she's still a child. She has no clue what it means to be an adult or how to raise someone, but she makes it work to the best of her ability. That mentality of being a survivor has been the only way of life AJ has known, and one that Clementine can be realistic about in their situation. The final choice of episode 3 is a pivotal one that will most likely shape the ending for this story and for Clementine herself. As AJ points his gun towards Lily, there are two options: to shoot her or lower his gun.
AJ! She's not a threat. Lower the gun.
You weren't down there. You didn't see what she did. She cut my friend's tongue out. You don't have to do this, please!
It's a trick.
Don't you fucking dare, AJ!
Just give me the gun.
Can't let her hurt anyone else.
This is a breaking point for AJ. It will determine who he'll become as a person and how much of his sanity he can take. The one thing Clementine wanted for AJ was the ability to survive, and even in a crisis to protect herself. The idea of AJ's morality is something that challenges Clementine's decisions and how AJ will end up in the next episode. The reason why I believe it's important is because AJ has no grasp on what it's like before the apocalypse. His mind cannot rewire back like Clementine does. Once AJ gets used to the idea of killing, taking away life, he cannot go back from this. And sure, you can argue that Clementine and the others have had to kill and resort to violence, but the big difference between AJ and them is that AJ has no comprehension as to when it is okay and not okay to do these kinds of decisions. Clementine was a child when she had to kill people as well, but growing up she was taught it's not okay to do these things. Even Lee himself tried to protect her and explain to her why he did the things he did so that she could understand she should not do it just because she can. Of course, AJ can be taught what's good and bad, but will Clementine have enough time to do that? James's warning for Clementine is an important one. He understands how this can destroy a child who has no understanding of consequences.
When AJ told me he killed someone, it reminded me of them. Of myself. He said it was wrong, but it sounded like he was just repeating what he'd been told. Taking life like that, from a young age, it breaks something inside you. It broke something in Charlie. I'm afraid if AJ kills again, he won't be able to go back. He won't be the same boy he was.
He grew up with the Whispers and their way of life. The Whispers are a group, or a cult, of survivors, as we've seen with James. They use walker skins to navigate and blend into their surroundings. Their philosophy is that they view humans as only as animals, and see the apocalypse as an opportunity to correct the world. They don't use their real names or claim their identities, but just see themselves as animals as well, and do whatever they want in order to get their way, which includes killing the innocent. James's warning that AJ may not be able to go back is a valid one. If you allow AJ to shoot Lily, something breaks within him. Even after she is dead, he continues to fire. That is the moment we lose AJ altogether.
Do it, AJ!
No. AJ, stop!
Clementine already has a hard time controlling AJ, and AJ has a hard time controlling his anger.
AJ, stop. You'll break your toe or something. Come here, sit down.
No. It didn't work. I did what you said and they didn't even care. I know that I was bad, but they don't let me fix it.
AJ, breathe. Remember what we do when we're mad? Come on, you don't want to be loud, do you? What do we do when we're mad?
We stop and think and, I'm still really, really mad. I know that I'm not supposed to get mad or sad because then I do dumb things.
And you have every reason to be upset. We'll deal with it together, okay?
Okay. Because I would swear about his stupid face.
Try thinking about something else. Count the monsters you see.
Yeah, if 10 doesn't fuck it up this time.
It wasn't Tin's fault.
Yes, it was! Mitch died because he—
Say one more thing about Tin. I dare you.
When Willie said all that stuff about Tin before, I got so mad. I wanted to hurt him. I know I shouldn't, but I just can't stop thinking about it. I want to just punch his head. I tried breathing, kicking rocks. I don't like this feeling. Wanting to hurt somebody.
You think you can kill me?
I know I can. We'll throw you in the river, or we'll put a knife right to the side of your head.
Big talk for a little guy.
I know I can do it. I killed Marlon.
He wasn't a monster, but you are.
Dang.
AJ! She's not a threat. Lower the gun.
You weren't down there. You didn't see what she did. She cut my friend's tongue out.
You can call it a kid acting out, but in reality, it's AJ's frustrations with the world he's in. His limited understanding of the world before the apocalypse, his limited connection with the others when he tries to relate to them, the fact that he's treated like a child, and his feelings of helplessness of not being able to protect the ones he loves. AJ's number one goal is to protect Clementine as much as she protects him. Whether he sees her as a mother or a big sister, Clementine is all he has. He even expressed to her that if she got bit, he would want to get bit too, so that they'll stay together.
If you get bit, I'd want you to bite me too.
What?
You don't mean
I
that.
want to be alone. Please don't be mad. I can't live with you not with me, Clem.
He doesn't want to be alone in this world, and his inability to understand is what's pushing him to become the very monster he's been trying to protect Clementine from. Depending on how you teach AJ, he's on the brink of using his anger to kill and cloud his judgment. He's becoming a broken child, a broken toy. With this action, AJ's anger, his limited understanding of this world and the world before it, it scares me to think what will happen in the next episode. Clementine will no longer be able to control AJ's actions, and he'll most likely act rather than think on his actions. He will feel helpless knowing that he could have helped James live if he had shot Lily, or AJ feeling that he can use his anger to destroy anything in his path, no matter the consequence. Does this mean AJ cannot be saved? No. I believe there's a chance, but it's a matter of how. Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season, or season 4, has left me thinking about a lot of things about where Clementine's story will be heading. With the large amounts of foreshadowing following Clementine fucking freezing, because it's like the end of October, and I live in Canada, and it's not a fun time, so I'm trying to do this quickly as possible. My nose is starting to get more